Minister Steven Del Duca, who is getting headlines all the time for his role as a lead in what has to be the center of gravity ministry for this government, and no surprise, it's transportation. So that's put him in the hot seat on a number of occasions for important files. He sits in it well, having spent a good portion of his life navigating political waters, but really has come to prominence in this capacity since 2012, when he was elected in a by-election for Vaughan, following in the really meaningful footsteps of someone who's known to many in the room, Greg Cervera, and who I think has been a lifelong mentor for Steven and leader for Vaughan. So re-elected in 2014, joined the cabinet, but really in his capacity as the MPP for Vaughan, has never forgotten where he is from, where he lives, and whether it's schools, hospitals, highways in Vaughan. He knows what it takes to build a community. And it's not actually any of those things that involve bricks and mortars and all the rest. It's relationships and it's values, and it's something Steven Del Duca has always put first, and obviously knows Reena well. Was mentioning this spot is a place connected to the beginning of his journey at Queen's Park, which he may share a word about, and it's someone I would be remiss if I didn't also mention, remembering my day job as Dean of Osgoode Hall Law School at York University, that he is one of our proudest graduates, and brings a couple of other schools along the way, I think Carleton, U of T, but York and Osgoode certainly claim him as our own, and had the good fortune to welcome him to my class not that long ago, and see the kind of connections he makes with especially the generation to come. So with that, please join me in welcoming all our special guests, but especially Minister Steven Del Duca.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to have the chance to be here today. I want to begin, of course, by thanking. I almost feel compelled to call him Dean Sawson. I mean, it's just, though he wasn't the dean when I was a student at Osgoode, but it's still, every time I see him, I say, "Hey, Dean Sawson," and he says, "You know, it's Lauren." And they call me Lauren. So, Dean Sawson, Lauren, thank you so much for the introduction, and for giving me the opportunity, as was mentioned, to come out to your class. Not that many, I guess it was a few months ago now, to have the opportunity to speak. But thank you because of what we're here to talk about today. Thank you so much for the role that you play as chair here at Reena, for the work that you do in this capacity. It is extremely important to the community and to the community here locally, but also more broadly speaking, of course. And we are joined by a couple of colleagues from our municipal council. We have Sandra Young-Racco, City of Vaughan Ward 4 councillor, and Marilyn Iafredi, City of Vaughan Ward 1 councillor here. Thank you both very much for being here and for the role that you play in helping to build. So, Dean Sawson, Lauren, I did mention right off the top, but it's funny because walking into the building here this morning, I was reminded of the fact that though I've had a chance to be here on this campus a number of times since 2012, it was literally just a couple of days after I was first elected in September 2012, before being officially sworn in as the member of Provincial Parliament for Vaughan, that I came to an event that I think it was the official opening of this event, and it was just, there were hundreds of people here, all kinds of dignitaries. I had literally just come off the campaign trail. I wasn't allowed to play a formal role that day because I wasn't sworn in just yet, but I was blown away by the excitement and the energy and the pride that was very tangible here in the building that day with respect to what had been accomplished by the community coming together to build the structure, and more than just the structure, to build what is so essential to this part of Vaughan, this part of York region. And so, and I also remember, it's interesting, in those first few months on the job, certainly within the first 6 months serving as MPP, I must have come back to this campus. It was just coincidental, but I think before December of 2012, I was here on the campus for 4 or 5 or 6 separate events, and it got to the point where we had this running joke that a month couldn't go by without me being here on this campus. I haven't been back as many times over the last 4 years as I was here in those first few months, but I certainly do look back very fondly on the opportunities that I've had to be here in the past, and I'm really thrilled to be here today. Here on behalf of not only Premier Kathleen Wynne and our government, but my colleagues here in York Region, in particular Chris Ballard, who is the MPP from Newmarket Aurora and a relatively newly minted minister responsible for housing and the poverty reduction strategy. So, Ontario is helping children's treatment centres, children's aid societies, and youth centres better serve Ontario's children, youth and families with a $16 million investment in repairs, renovations, and upgrades. The funding is part of our annual Partner Facility Renewal Program. In total, the ministry is investing in over 550 projects, totaling approximately $16 million this year. Community organizations like Reena play a key role in strengthening our communities with respect to delivering services to Ontarians who need specialized care and assistance. And that's why our government is committed to ensuring that facilities are in good condition to meet those service demands. These investments will mean safer, more accessible locations for those who provide social services and for those who rely on them. It's my pleasure to announce that the Ministry of Children and Youth Services is providing York Region community agencies with $211,700 for repairs and renovations as part of its partner renewal program. That's good news. So the specific breakdown of that funding includes $80,000 to Reena for the replacement of staircase windows, damaged frames, new main floor flooring, and the replacement of kitchen cabinetry and bathroom upgrades. $120,000 to Children and Family Services of York Region for the repair and resurfacing of the driveway. $6,500 to Canark Child and Family Services Corporate Office and Training Center, and that's money for the upgrade of the front parking area, and $5,200 to Blue Hills Child and Family Center for upgrades to pool fencing. Supporting community agencies that help those most in need is part of our government's economic plan to build Ontario up and to deliver on our number one priority of growing the economy and creating more jobs and improving our quality of life. So that's the end of my formal remarks. But I just wanted to say once again, it really, truly is an honor for me to be back here with all of you and to say thank you. Thank you not only for having us here today, for hosting us, but for the work that you have done over many years and I know will continue to do. And again, on behalf of Premier Kathleen Wynne and the Ontario government, we continue to look forward to having the pleasure of partnering with all of you. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Minister Del Duca. You know, that investment has huge implications for people's